Okay, in this tutorial we're going to have a look at literal equations. So literal equations are simply equations that contain several variables, okay, which means you're never actually going to get a numerical value for the variables that you're looking at. Okay, essentially it's more or less just rearranging equations for a variable that you want, okay, or it could be solving a system of equations like we'll see shortly. Okay, so we've got an example here which is solve mx plus ny equals kx minus z. That should be 4x. Okay, so what we want to do is get both our x's on one side and everything else on the other side. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start by rearranging things a little bit. We're going to say that we've got mx minus kx is equal to negative z take ny. Okay, so what I've done there, I've taken my kx over this side and I've taken my ny over that side. What I want to do here is get x by itself, so I'm going to need to take it out as a common factor here and say I've got x outside of m minus k equaling negative z minus ny. Now I can divide it by this set of brackets here, say that x is equal to our negative z minus ny on m minus k. Now I can make this a little bit nicer because we've got a fair few negatives here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is write this as negative 1 outside of z plus ny over negative 1 outside of k minus m. Okay, and those negatives cancel out. Okay, so I can simply have it as my z plus ny on k minus m. Okay, and that's what x would equal. Okay, can't do anything else more than that unless we've given values for any of these other variables. Okay, we can, however, come across times where we need to solve simultaneous equations that are actually literal equations. So we need to solve the following equations for x and y. So instead we've got two equations. I'll call this equation 1, this equation 2. So we've got mx take y equals k and x plus ny equals 2d. So we need to solve these for x and y. Now you basically have to do substitution most of the time with these. Okay, and look, I find substitution a much better way to go anyway. So you can see here it's not too hard to rearrange either of these. This first one could be for y, or this one could be for x. I'm going to look at rearranging number 2 here for x, because it's quite straightforward. So I can say x equals 2d minus ny. Okay, I'll call that equation 3. Now I'm going to sub equation 3 into equation 1. Okay, for x, I'm going to replace my x with all of this. So I'm going to have m outside of 2d minus ny minus y equals k. Now I've got to get this now down just to y, so I'm going to expand these brackets out. So I've got 2dm minus mny minus y equals k. Now I'm going to move a few things around here. Okay, so I'm going to say that I've got my negative mny minus y equals k minus 2dm. I'm going to take it out y as a common factor here. Well, I actually take out negative y to be honest, and make it negative y outside of mn plus 1 equals k minus 2dm. Okay, so now I can get rid of this negative by changing my signs on this side. And so I've got y outside of mn plus 1 equals 2dm minus k. So I've just changed my signs there, written them in the other order. Now I simply need to divide by this bracket. So that y equals 2dm minus k on mn plus 1. Okay, don't need to worry that we've got an m on the top and bottom. It's not much point to make that much nicer. Now you have y. Now what we want to do is sub y back into 3. And you'd always go back into 3 because you've got x as the subject of the equation already. So we're going to say x equals 2d minus n times y, which is all this stuff. Okay, 2d m minus k on mn plus 1. Okay. Would it make much difference if we were to expand these out? Not really. Our n can't cancel out here. Okay, so that's not going to help us very much. Okay, and then this 2d here isn't really going to cancel with anything anyway. So we can really mainly just leave it like that, to be honest, because we have, as required, a value for y and a value for x, right? Which is all we need to do. So you can see, unless we had more information about our mk, n and d values, we can't actually do more than what we've done here. Okay, so it's very much like the processes that you've learned how to do in the past. It's just applying it to a slightly different situation.